What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios for another mock building challenge. This video is going to be similar to one that I made a few weeks ago where I built 3 different mocks at 3 different price points. However, in this video, instead of price points, I'm going to be doing time. So I built a mock in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. And if that wasn't enough, I decided to recreate the 3 saddest Clone Wars deaths in the TV show for each mock. Now, this is just my opinion. You might have some deaths or last stands that you think are more sad. If you do, let me know down below in the comments what they are. That being said, I went back through and rewatched each of these 3 scenes to make sure I got the scenery and the kind of general look and vibe of where each death took place. After I finished crying and wiping away my tears, it was time to start building. Real quick, if you're excited to see what these 3 deaths are and what the 3 mocks look like, don't forget to execute order 66 on that like button. And while you're down there, consider subscribing if you haven't already and tapping that little notification bell so you'll be notified as soon as my next video drops. Because I only had 10 minutes to build the first mock, I knew it would have to be a scene that was pretty small and simple, and the last stand of Commander Thorne was a perfect fit. He dies fighting off a bunch of battle droids on a large landing platform, so all I needed were some droids and a section of platform. I decided to make a mini complete platform instead of just a section of a larger one to make the mock look better and more complete overall. I'm really glad that I had those large dark bluish gray quarter cylinders because a mock of this shape and size could not have been built in 10 minutes without them. Here's the last stand of Commander Thorne. I already talked about how and why I went with the shape. I added the green lights to help cement the idea that this was a landing platform of some kind, even though there weren't any lights in the actual scene. I also raised up the whole thing with some clear cylinders to make it look more like the landing platform was high up off the ground. I knew the death of Fives had to be in one of these mocks, and I ended up going with the 30-minute one because it was also a fairly simple scene without a lot of detail and things to build, so I didn't think I could use up a whole hour building it. He's in some kind of warehouse surrounded by tons of crates and boxes. I was going to include the ray shield that traps Anakin and Rex when he's talking to them, but it gets turned off before he dies. I also got to use a lot of crates from previous builds for this mock, and because I had more time, I'm going to add a black frame around this one. The death of Fives was a sad scene to recreate, especially knowing he was telling the truth. This mock did turn out pretty well, but I had to rely heavily on the crates and those large pipes from my Cato Nemoidia mock to fill out this build and make it look complete. I also put a pattern of light and dark ray in the floor to add some more detail. What I find interesting about this scene is while Commander Fox was the one who shot Fives, he was not present as he died. The last mock, and the one I was the most excited to build, was Captain Keeley's last stand on Ryloth. Some of you longtime viewers will remember I actually built this place where him and his Jedi commander Imagundai were killed by droids a long time ago, but the one I built was depicting a different scene later on in the Clone Wars. I will put a link to it in the comments if you want to check it out. It was cool to rebuild this part again with Keeley actually in it. I wanted to try and build a rounded black frame around this one, as I had lots more time to spare for some complex techniques unlike the other 2. Here is Captain Keeley's last stand on Ryloth. I wanted to pay tribute to this scene with a really detailed and interesting mock. He's defending the mouth of a canyon, and the rockwork behind him is the right side of that canyon. I also put a tree in the mock as an Easter egg. It was used in my previous build of this scene, and I just wanted to give that section a little bit more height. I think building a circular mock with a frame is a great way to build something really cool and interesting in a way not often seen or done in Lego, without using a ton of parts. So if you have a smaller parts collection, this could be a good option for you to consider. Well, here they are, the 3 saddest Clone Wars deaths / last stands in my opinion. This was a fun video to make, and I enjoyed the added challenge of the time limit, because it forced me to be more creative and consider parts and techniques I might not have thought of otherwise in order to save some time. Don't forget to let me know which of these mocks is your favorite in the comments, and if you have any ideas for a similar type of video I could do, let me know as well, and I will catch you in the next video. But until then, happy building.